Hello everyone, and welcome to Sleep Knowledge. Lay back, relax, and enjoy. Every social situation, from a first date to a job meeting, from a dinner party to a group chat, is an invisible game of power. Power doesn't always mean dominance or control. In psychology, social power is the ability to influence outcomes, to shape the mood, the conversation, or the decisions in the room. Some people walk into a space and instantly command attention. Others fade into the background. The difference isn't fate, it's skill. Across communication research, social psychology, behavioral economics, and even primate studies, we've learned that people who hold social power use subtle, repeatable behaviors that shift perception almost instantly. So, in today's talk, we'll explore 15 ways to gain power in social situations. Power rooted not in manipulation or aggression, but in presence, clarity, confidence, and emotional intelligence. 1. Control your presence before you control the room. Power begins before you say a word. Your body, posture, and breathing signal to everyone how much authority you unconsciously feel. When you enter a space tense, fidgeting, or hurried, you broadcast uncertainty. Your energy becomes reactive, not commanding. Try this. Before you walk in, take 3 slow breaths. Square your shoulders and lift your eyes to the horizon level. People unconsciously calibrate to you. If you seem calm and grounded, they feel it and follow. Neuroscientist Amy Cuddy's research shows that power poses can temporarily raise testosterone and lower cortisol, improving confidence even before interaction begins. The paradox is that calm energy feels more powerful than intense energy. Stillness, not speed, wins attention. Think of power not as volume, but as gravity. 2. Speak slowly. Silence is dominance. In conversation, most people associate speed with nervousness. When you speak slowly and deliberately, it signals certainty. You're not trying to keep people's attention. You expect to have it. Watch powerful figures, from Martin Luther King Jr. to politicians to confident CEOs. They pause longer than normal. A 3-second pause before answering can change the entire dynamic. Silence, used correctly, creates social tension, and humans rush to fill tension. That pull makes others listen more closely to you. The next time you're asked a question, try a deliberate pause before speaking. You'll feel the difference immediately. Anticipation builds, and the conversation slows to your rhythm. 3. Own your space. Physical territory signals confidence. Whether you're standing or sitting, own the space around you. Spread your materials neatly on a table. Place your drink where you intend to stay. Lean back instead of hunching forward, and avoid protective gestures like crossing arms or hiding your hands. People subconsciously interpret expansive postures as security. This isn't about taking over a room. It's about acting as if you already belong there. In social psychology, this is called the territorial display of dominance. It works even when no words are spoken. Next time you enter a party or meeting, take a moment to physically ground yourself before approaching someone. Claim your footing, scan the room slowly, and then engage. People will feel they're approaching you, not the other way around. 4. Make strong eye contact and break it with purpose. Eye contact is the purest form of attention. Long before language, humans read eyes to gauge dominance and trust. Research shows powerful people maintain strong eye contact while speaking and briefly glance away only after finishing their point. Low-status people look away before they finish, signaling self-doubt. Hold someone's gaze just one heartbeat longer than comfort requires. Not a stare, just steady acknowledgement. Then look away calmly rather than dropping your eyes nervously. This rhythm of gaze break return signals composure. In groups, let your eyes move slowly between people as you speak rather than darting. When your gaze feels unhurried, everyone feels you have nothing to prove, and those seconds of composed looking can do more to establish authority than hours of talking. 5. Be the one who defines the emotional temperature. In every conversation, there is an unspoken mood: tension, boredom, excitement, awkwardness. The person who names it immediately shifts power dynamics. By articulating what everyone feels, but no one says, you can tell we're all a bit tired, or this energy is good today. You demonstrate social intelligence. Researchers call this affect labeling, a method that regulates emotion in groups. It calms the collective nervous system and subconsciously crowns you as the emotional leader, the interpreter of experience. Once people accept your emotional framing, they tend to follow your lead in tone and direction. Try it gently. Describe the vibe without judgment. You'll find people relax, because someone finally made the invisible visible, and their attention will turn toward you naturally. 6. Use people's names like currency. A person's name is a tiny burst of dopamine in their brain. Saying it conveys recognition, not flattery if used naturally, but genuine presence. Powerful communicators weave names into conversation gracefully. That's interesting, Priya. Tell me more, instead of, yeah, okay. It's not about memory tricks. It's about respect. Remembering details shows that you were fully there the last time you met. Each time you use a name, you raise rapport a notch. But moderation matters. Overusing names feels calculated. People subconsciously associate whoever remembers and respects them with higher status. It's authority wrapped in kindness. You elevate others without lowering yourself. That's the subtle art of relational prestige. 7. Talk less, but let your words land. Powerful people often say less, but their words echo longer. They resist the human impulse to fill silence with justification or small talk. Instead, they craft compact sentences that are confident because they stop when meaning stops. This restraint adds mystique. When you talk sparingly, listeners project intelligence onto you. They digest your sentences more seriously because you make them rare. Social psychologists call this the principle of scarcity. What is scarce feels valuable. Try an experiment. In your next discussion, cut your phrasing by 1/3. Trim hedging words. Maybe, kind of, just. Each reduction tightens authority. You'll quickly find your messages draw more attention, not less. 8. Give status to gain influence. True social power doesn't hoard attention. It distributes it. Complimenting others, sincerely and specifically, elevates them, but also showcases your own emotional stability. When you praise someone from a position of grounded confidence, it makes you appear generous and secure. Say things like, "You handled that situation really smoothly," or "I noticed how carefully you listened before speaking." These statements signal that you observe dynamics attentively, which itself is a power cue. Psychologically, this fulfills both of your social needs. They feel valued, and you confirm your higher vantage point. Of course, insincere flattery backfires. The key is to recognize genuine strengths aloud. People remember forever who made them feel competent. 9. Master conversational rhythm. Learn to lead and yield. Conversation has music. Powerful people hear and direct that rhythm, sometimes speaking decisively, other times inviting the other person to fill space. It's a balance between authority and generosity. If you push constantly, people pull away. If you yield too much, you fade. True charisma alternates. It's like jazz. Lead the theme, then hand over the solo. This pattern creates a sense of equal partnership that paradoxically increases your power because everyone relaxes in your company. Behavioral linguists call this interactional synchrony, emotional and verbal timing coordination. When you match another person's pace, posture, and tone, rapport forms physiologically. Once you have it, you can subtly guide the tempo and direction of the talk, making you appear effortlessly in command. 10. Blend authority with authentic warmth. Warmth and strength are not opposites, they are multipliers. In the first milliseconds of meeting someone, we judge two traits. Can I trust you? And can I respect you? Both must score high. Power without warmth feels intimidating, but warmth without power feels ingratiating. Aim for relaxed confidence, an easy smile, but not a grin, genuine curiosity rather than approval seeking. Keep your tone low and pacing slow. Studies on the competence-warmth model show people willingly follow those who make them feel safe and impressed. That combination creates sustainable influence. People want to be around you because you elevate them emotionally while grounding them psychologically. 11. Use questions to guide, not to quiz. Questions are a subtle steering wheel for social control. The person asking good questions frames the topic and decides direction. Instead of asking closed or defensive ones, "Why did you do that?" Use open and exploratory ones. "What made you choose that approach?" Or, "How do you see this evolving?" You create space for the other person's thoughts, but you're deciding the lane of thought. This method, known as Socratic leadership, positions you as a facilitator of insight rather than a competitor for attention. People credit you with intelligence they actually discovered in themselves while talking to you, a phenomenon called the reflected glory effect. In short, asking better questions lets you lead minds without force. 12. Stay emotionally unreactive. Emotional control equals social gravity. When you can remain composed amid irritation, jokes, or confrontation, you become the psychological adult in the room. People instinctively orient to whoever displays the least limbic reactivity. In neuroscience terms, unreactivity keeps your prefrontal cortex engaged while others' amygdalas fire impulsively. You gain thinking time and project safety. The calm individual often wins arguments before words are exchanged, simply because they never look rattled. The next time someone provokes you, practice micro-pausing. Breathe, look, and respond slower than instinct wants to. You'll see power shift instantly toward you, because calm is rare and magnetic. 13. Tell stories that weave connection and authority. Humans are narrative machines. We follow storytellers because stories bypass logic and connect to identity. When you share a concise, emotionally resonant story, not as bragging but as metaphor, people lean in. Good storytellers hold two types of power: emotional resonance and moral framing. The story doesn't have to be long. Even a 3-sentence anecdote that ends with, "That taught me something about patience," plants a seed of leadership. Neurologically, storytelling synchronizes brain activity between speaker and listener, a state known as neural coupling. In that moment, your listener's brain literally mirrors your patterns. Persuasion and empathy become effortless. 14. Be the emotional thermostat, not the thermometer. Most people mirror the energy they receive. If tension rises, they tense up. If someone complains, they join in. Power flips that battered dynamic. The emotionally powerful person sets the temperature instead of reflecting it. If a meeting spirals into negativity, inject calm humor or reassurance. If anxiety floods a crowd, ground yourself in slowness and controlled breathing. The group's nervous systems unconsciously adjust to yours, an effect demonstrated in research on emotional contagion. Over time, people will associate you with steadiness and relief. They'll look to you for cues before reacting. That is emotional leadership, the quiet authority built on consistent regulation of mood. 15. Control attention. Give it, withhold it, and move it deliberately. Attention is modern currency. In any interaction, whoever controls focus controls status. Most people scatter their attention reactively. Powerful individuals allocate it intentionally. When someone disrespects or overreaches, the high power move is not confrontation. It's polite disengagement. Turn slightly, redirect conversation, or simply stop rewarding bad behavior with focus. People crave attention so deeply that its absence creates immediate recalibration. Likewise, when you grant attention, eye contact, listening, acknowledgement, do it fully. Everyone notices. You train people's nervous systems to value your approval, but never take it for granted. Eventually, your attention becomes scarce and prized. In that scarcity lies undeniable influence. Conclusion. Power in social life isn't about control. It's about composure. You don't need to dominate people. You need to master signals. When you regulate your own presence, speech, and emotion, others calibrate to you automatically. These 15 principles, slowing down, defining mood, giving measured warmth, asking thoughtful questions, managing attention, are small on the surface, but vast in effect. Used together, they build a reputation for steadiness, intelligence, and quiet confidence. That's the essence of social power. Not noise, not manipulation, but gravity. Energy that holds its shape no matter where you go. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. And remember, in any room, the most powerful person is the calmest one.